This is the continuation of my report in Lesson 1, Basic Concept and Principles in Assessing Learning. So what are the principles in assessing learning? So number 1, assessment should have a clear purpose. So before you administer an assessment, you have first a clear purpose. Ano po ang ibig sabihin nito? You should have an objective in conducting assessment. Ano ba ang layunin mo or purpose mo? Bakit ka nag-administer ng assessment? So, dapat daw po is, it should be clear. So, malinaw yung purpose mo. Hindi po yung nagbigay ka lang ng assessment ay okay na po yun. So, this assessment principle is congruent with the outcome-based education or OBE principles of clarity of focus and design down. So, congruent daw ito sa clarity of focus. So, ano po yung nasa clarity of focus natin? So, dapat daw nakafocus ka sa kung ano ang gusto mong matutunan ng estudyante mo at kung ano po yung kaya nilang gawin. So, meaning, the teacher should focus on helping students to develop the knowledge and skills that will enable them to achieve the articulated intended outcomes. So, ayan po yung nakalagay sa ating outcome-based education principles of clarity of focus. Yung design daw naman po is the teacher should design an instruction of their outcome. So, ayan po, yung designing down daw po is the teacher should design an instruction if their outcome is already clear. So, ibig sabihin po kung yung outcome mo is or yung purpose mo is klaro na, malinaw na, kung ano mo yung gusto mong matutunan ng estudyante, so magdi-design ka na ng instruction. So, ano ba yung gagawin mo para ma-achieve yung purpose mo? So, for example, yung estudyante is nahihirapang magbasa. So, ano yung gagawin mo? So, what is your purpose? Ano yung purpose mo para magbigay ng assessment? So, ang magiging purpose mo dun kung nahihirapan magbasa si estudyante is to be able to learn the student on how to read. So, yun po, ang purpose mo po is dapat matuto si estudyante kung paano magbasa. So, ang susunod po doon, pagklaro na po ang iyong purpose or yung objective, so, ano ang design down or instruction ang ibibigay mo? So, para matuto yung estudyante mo na magbasa, you will practice the student to read. So, pagbabasahin mo po siya hanggang sa matuto siya or meron tayong tinatawag na remedial class. So, pwede nating pagbasahin ang mga estudyante na nahihirapang magbasa or hindi pa talaga marunong magbasa. So, that is instruction or your design down sa iyong purpose. So, number 2 po is assessment is not an end in itself. So, hindi po nagtatapos ang assessment. So, you should not stop there and you should utilize the result you collect to the student obtained in assessment in order to improve teaching and learning process. So, ayan daw po, hindi daw po nagtatapos dyan. So, ibig sabihin po, assessment serve as a mean to enhance student learning. So, dapat i-enhance mo po yung estudyante mo. So, ano yung gagawin mo? You should utilize the result you collected to the student. So, if your student got low scores, so ano yung gagawin mo? You will find more strategies in teaching kung saan mas maiintindihan ng estudyante ang lessons. So, yan po yung ibig sabihin ng assessment is not an end in itself. So, ibig sabihin po is Parang continuous lang po siya. And then number 3 is assessment is an ongoing, continuous, and affirmative process. So, ibig sabihin po, ongoing, continuous, so it doesn't stop. So, it is a cycle. So, umpisa pa lang po yun. Kailangan mong i-determine if the method of teaching is effective. So, ano yung gagawin mo? Magtatanong ka syempre or magbibigay ka ng quiz para mas lalong maintindihan ng estudyante ang lesson at walang mapag-iiwanan. So that is assessment is ongoing, continuous, and informative process. So this assessment is congruent with OBE principle of expanded opportunity. Number 4, assessment is learner-centered. Assessment is not about what the teacher does, but what the learner can do. So, hindi ito tungkol sa kung ano ang ginawa ng teacher, kundi ito ay kung ano ang kayang gawin ng estudyante. So, when we say learner-centered, it is focused on the students. So, when you craft your assessment, always consider your student kung ano po yung kakayahan nila. So, hindi po basta-basta nagbibigay ka ng test. For example, nagbigay ka ng test na may enumeration type ng question sa mga grade 1 students. So, do you think makakasagot ang estudyante mo sa enumeration type ng question? So, kung grade 1 po yung estudyante mo, is mahihirapan po sila na sagutan ang test na ibinigay mo. Kasi, they have a low thinking skill kasi grade 1 pa lang lamang sila. So, pwede siguro dito kung ang ibigay mo is matching type of question kasi meron po silang pagpipilian doon and then i-match lang po nila doon sa correct answer. So, you should consider your students when you are conducting an assessment. So number 5, assessment is both process and product-oriented. Assessment gives equal importance to learner performance or product and the process they engage in to perform or produce a product. So, sabi dito is your performance is considered as a process and your output is the product. So, nakadepende po yun sa performance mo kung ano ang product mo. So, equal importance daw po yun. So, ibig sabihin, kung mataas po yung, kung yung performance mo, for example, gumuhit ka ng flower. So, kung maganda po yung, kung ang performance mo dun is maganda, and then, ginawa mo talaga yung makakaya mo para makapag-drawing ng flower is, syempre, yung product mo is maganda. Yung output mo is maganda and then, na-meet mo yung criteria na binigay sa'yo ng teacher. So, ano yung magiging grade mo doon? So, expect mo na ang makukuha mo is mataas kasi it is based on your performance. So, the student submit outputs and it serves as evidence of their learning. Then number 6, assessment must be comprehensive and holistic. Assessment should be performed using a variety of strategies and tools designed to assess student learning in a holistic way. So, when you give assessment, you do not just consider one particular aspect of the child. So, dapat holistic and comprehensive. For example, yung mga multiple intelligence. So, kailangan mo i-expand ang knowledge and skills nila sa iba't ibang paraan. So, huwag magdedepende sa isang paraan lamang ng pagtuturo. So, may mga ibang paraan para ma-engage sila na matuto at ma-adapt ang itinuturong lesson. So, that is, assessment must be comprehensive and holistic. So, number 7, assessment requires the use of appropriate measures. So, for assessment to be valid, the assessment tools or measures used must have sound psychometric properties, including but not limited to validity and reliability. So when conducting assessment, especially paper and pencil tests like summative tests, dapat the test should be valid and reliable. So dapat po is bias. So example of validity and reliability is an alarm clock. So an alarm clock that rings at 7 each morning, but it is set for 6:30. So nag-a-alarm daw yung alarm clock ng 7 AM in the morning. So yung alarm clock mo daw is set to 6:30. So it is reliable. So it consistently rings the same time each day, but it is not valid. So why hindi siya valid? Kasi it is not ringing at the desired time. Kasi nga, nakaset sa 6:30 yung alarm clock mo, pero nagre-ring siya ng alas 7 ng umaga. So, it is not valid. So, that is example of validity and reliability. So, example, kung nagbigay ka ng test na wala sa pinag-aralan or wala sa lesson na diniscuss mo, syempre the student is wala siyang makukuha. So, may mali. So, there is something is wrong of your test. So, that is violate the principle na yung use of appropriate measures. The last principle in assessing learning is assessment should be as authentic as possible. So when the teacher makes the assessment practice meaningful to the learners. So if possible, use authentic assessment to obtain authentic result. So, dapat ay makatotohanan ang assessment mo, especially sa mga hands-on activities. So, to obtain real information. So, sabi nga nila, you will learn by doing. So, example is, paano mo matututunan or paano ka makakagawa ng, for example, apron kung hindi mo sinusubukan na magtahi. So, kailangan mong gawin ito in actual. So, para makagawa ka ng apron, kailangan mong gawin ito in actual. So, that is authentic assessment. So, kailangan po talagang gawin mo yun para matuto ka. So, that is the end of my slide. So, thank you so much po sa pakikinig and have a good day.